Unitree just dropped something called the Embodied Avatar platform. And honestly, this might be the most important robotics announcement we've seen in months. We're talking about full-body teleoperation of humanoid robots happening at actual human speed with zero video speedup. And that changes everything. Hey guys, Alfie here. Welcome back to AI Nexus. You thought the G1 couldn't get any better? Wait till you see what Unitree just dropped. Up until now, most teleoperation demos you've seen have either been slowed down or sped up in post-production to hide latency issues. Unitree is showing you the real thing, unedited, and it's genuinely impressive. So let's break down what just happened and why this matters way more than people realize. Alright, so what exactly is this Embodied Avatar platform? It's Unitree's new full-body teleoperation system that lets a human operator remotely control their G1 humanoid robot with real-time precision at human speed. And I need you to understand what that actually means because this is where most companies fail. A person wearing a lightweight motion capture suit moves naturally, at their normal pace, and the G1 mirrors every single motion instantly with no delay. Arms, legs, torso, head, all synchronized perfectly. The operator shifts their weight, the robot shifts. They kick at normal speed, the robot kicks at normal speed. They reach and grab quickly, the robot reaches and grabs quickly. This isn't slow-motion puppeteering where the human has to move carefully and wait for the robot to catch up. This is natural human movement being replicated in real time. Here's why that's a massive deal. The biggest problem with teleoperation systems has always been latency. The delay between when you move and when the robot moves. Even a half-second delay makes everything feel wrong and clunky. You can't do dynamic tasks. You can't react to changes. You're basically stuck doing slow, careful movements because anything faster becomes unpredictable. Most companies solve this in demos by either slowing down the operator or speeding up the video in editing. You think you're watching real-time control, but you're actually watching a carefully edited performance. Unitree is explicitly calling out in their demo that there's no speed up in the video. What you're seeing is what's actually happening. Human speed movements, human speed responses, real-time coordination. That's the breakthrough here, and the video makes this crystal clear when you watch the athletic sequences. The operator plays soccer and the G1 juggles the ball and executes kicks with timing that matches human reflexes. Two G1 robots spar in a boxing match, and you can see the footwork and combinations happening at fighting speed, not slow-motion choreography. There's martial arts staff work where the robot swings through complex patterns at the same pace a human martial artist would move. These aren't slowed-down demonstrations. This is dynamic reactive movement happening as fast as the human operator can execute it. The robot is keeping up with human timing, human reflexes, human coordination in real-world physical activities. That level of responsiveness is what separates usable teleoperation from lab experiments. But Unitree isn't just showing off athletic moves for YouTube views. The demo includes real household tasks, and this is where the human speed control becomes critical. The G1 picks up a soda can and uses its leg to pop open a trash bin lid before tossing the can inside. All of that happens at normal speed, the way you would actually do it. Cleaning dining tables, doing dishes at the sink, stacking items in a refrigerator, running a vacuum cleaner. These tasks require coordination and timing. If there's lag in the system, everything becomes frustrating and inefficient. But with human speed teleoperation, the operator can work naturally without constantly adjusting for delay. There's even a scene where the robot brings water and fruit to someone, and the movements are smooth and confident, not hesitant or robotic. If you had full control of a humanoid like the G1, what's the first task you'd try? Drop it in the comments, I'm checking them all. Now here's what makes this genuinely special beyond just the speed. Unitree built this as what they call a full-body data acquisition platform. And that's the real story everyone's missing. Every single time someone operates this robot at human speed doing real tasks, the system is recording everything. Every movement, every timing, every coordination pattern gets captured as high-quality training data. So while you're puppeteering the robot to do household chores or athletic moves, you're simultaneously creating the dataset that will teach robots how to do those things autonomously later. And because it's happening at human speed, the data reflects actual human performance, not slowed-down artificial movements. That's gold for training AI models. Think about that loop for a second. Today, a human operator controls the G1 at natural speed to clean a table or load a dishwasher. That session gets recorded with all the timing and coordination intact. Tomorrow, an AI model trains on that data and learns not just what movements to make, but when to make them and how fast. Speed and timing are critical components of skilled task execution. If you train on slowed-down data, your autonomous robot will move like it's underwater. If you train on human speed teleoperation data, your robot learns to work at human pace. That's the difference between a robot that technically works and a robot that's actually useful. The demo also shows the lightweight motion capture suit the operator wears. Just straps and bands, no bulky exoskeleton, no room full of expensive cameras. You can see it clearly in the footage. Simple harnesses that let the operator move naturally without restriction. And that's important because if the suit is heavy or restrictive, the operator can't move at human speed anyway. Everything becomes slower and more deliberate. Unitree has made the capture system as minimal as possible so the human can move freely and naturally. That freedom translates directly to better robot performance and better training data. Combine that with the G1's price point starting around $16,000, and you're looking at technology that actually scales. Why is this important? Because speed determines usefulness. A robot that can clean a table but takes 3 times longer than a human is basically useless for commercial applications. Nobody's going to pay for that. But a robot controlled in real time at human speed can actually do productive work right now. It can generate value immediately because it's working at the pace that businesses and households actually need. And while it's generating that immediate value, it's also collecting the training data that will eventually make it autonomous. That's a business model that actually works. You're not waiting years for AI to catch up. You're deploying useful robots today that fund their own development toward autonomy. Would you trust a humanoid robot moving at human speed to handle tasks in your home or workplace? Or is that still too risky for now? Tell me in the comments. What makes this announcement feel different is the honesty. Unitree is explicitly stating no speed up in the video. They're not hiding behind editing tricks or carefully controlled demonstrations. They're showing you what the technology can actually do in real time. And what it can do is match human speed across a wide range of tasks from household chores to athletic movements. That transparency builds credibility. It shows confidence in the technology. And it sets a new standard for what teleoperation should mean. Not slow, careful remote control, but natural human speed projection into a robot body anywhere in the world. The implications are massive when you think about deployment. Every use case for humanoid robots depends on them working at useful speeds. Home assistance only works if the robot can keep up with household pace. Manufacturing only works if the robot can match production speeds. Service work only works if customers aren't waiting forever. Unitree has cracked the core technical challenge that makes all of those applications viable. Unitree Robotics. From G1 robot doing backflips to H1 robot winning gold at the World Robot Marathon. From G1's kung fu fights that broke the internet to B1 RoboDog's waterproof marching straight through storms. From a $90,000 prototype to a $6,000 humanoid that made Time's best inventions list. Unitree didn't chase the future, they outran it. In just 2 years, they've built the fastest, cheapest, and most accessible robot ecosystem on Earth. Humanoids that run, dogs that climb, and AI that learns on the move. This isn't a concept anymore. It's a revolution in motion. Hey guys, Alfie here. Let's start with the robot that made Time magazine's Best Inventions of 2025 list. Yeah, you read that right. This little machine earned a spot alongside the year's most groundbreaking tech. Time called it an ultra-agile humanoid that's finally bringing those sci-fi dreams into actual reality. Meet the Unitree R1, a compact robot that stands barely 4 feet tall. With 26 joints allowing shadowboxing combos, brisk jogging, and even cartwheels, the R1 moves with a fluidity that makes you forget you're watching metal and circuits. But here's where it gets absolutely bonkers. Unitree launched this technological marvel for around $6,000. $6,000. For context, their earlier H1 model cost $90,000. Most humanoid robots run you well into 6 figures. The R1 just shattered that barrier into 1,000,000 pieces. It's designed specifically for researchers, educators, and developers who want to experiment with humanoid AI without selling a kidney. The robot comes loaded with voice recognition, image processing, and built-in multimodal AI that lets it interact and learn autonomously right out of the box. Unitree's CEO Wang Xingxing boldly predicts the R1 will become the world's best-selling humanoid robot in 2026. That's not hype. That's a calculated bet that accessible robotics will explode when the price tag drops from luxury yacht territory to decent used sedan range. By making capable bipedal robots accessible to universities, tech hobbyists, and small companies, Unitree is accelerating humanoid research and adoption at a pace nobody predicted. The company markets it as ultra-lightweight and fully customizable, essentially a robotic companion you can adapt to countless tasks. Their philosophy? Movement comes first. Once you have a robot that can move diversely and robustly, you can teach it anything. If the R1 is impressive, the G1 is absolutely mind-blowing. Enter the Unitree G1, the kung fu master that broke the internet in early 2025. This compact bot weighs 77 pounds, making it smaller and more agile than its predecessors. This month, Unitree dropped a software update they called the Kung Fu Kid version 6.0. The demonstration video went absolutely viral. G1 became the world's first humanoid robot to nail a kip-up, that insanely difficult move where you flip from lying flat on your back to standing upright in one explosive motion. Gymnasts trained for years to master that. G1 learned it through algorithm tweaks. But the crazy part? That same video showed G1 flowing through Tai Chi sequences alongside a human partner with eerie grace. When someone kicked it from behind, the robot instantly regained balance without breaking stride. But here's where the G1 story gets even wilder. Unitree released an anti-gravity mode update in late 2025 that fundamentally changed how resilient this robot could be. Engineers demonstrated this feature the old-fashioned way, by literally beating the crap out of it. They kicked the G1 in the chest, shoved it violently, even knocked it completely to the ground. The robot absorbed every hit and sprang back to its feet almost immediately. We're talking about depth cameras and LiDAR sensors allowing the G1 to sense a fall in real time and adjust its center of gravity before hitting the ground. Powerful motors in each joint provide the torque to counteract pushes or slips. Observers watched this robot get absolutely pummeled in demonstrations, noting how it bent its knees and exploded upward to recover from knockdowns, or how a sideways kick barely phased it as it deftly stepped wide to stabilize. For industrial and lab applications, this adaptability is crucial. A robot that doesn't fall over under pressure means better safety and less downtime. The G1 even competed in a humanoid robot half-marathon in April 2025. The nimble bot impressively managed long-distance running, though it did take a tumble mid-race, highlighting ongoing challenges with stability over uneven terrain. Would you trust a robot that can kick, flip, and fight back? Drop awesome if you love it, or scary if it's too much. And if you think that stumble was concerning, wait until you hear what happened with the bigger, more powerful H1 model when it entered competitive races and factory tests. Now let's talk about the robot that started it all and the controversies that followed. The Unitree H1 is the granddaddy of this robot family. The company's first full-size general-purpose humanoid unveiled in 2023. Standing nearly 6 feet tall and weighing about 100 pounds, this machine became the first humanoid in China capable of running, hitting speeds around 11 feet per second with potential for even faster bursts. During the 2024 Lunar New Year, 16 H1 robots danced traditional Yangge folk routines alongside human performers at China's Spring Festival Gala, one of the nation's most watched TV events. That synchronized performance between humans and humanoids marked a cultural milestone that mainstream media couldn't stop talking about. Then H1 became the first ever full-sized humanoid to land a clean backflip. Not an assisted flip, not a lucky tumble. A controlled, powered backflip showcasing balance and strength that seemed impossible just years ago. In 2025, H1 competed in the World Humanoid Robot Games in Beijing, basically Robot Olympics with over 500 robots from 16 countries. Unitree's H1 dominated the inaugural 1,500-meter humanoid sprint, taking first place and even third place in that race. H1 clocked 6 minutes 34 seconds for the distance, roughly double the human world record, but still a remarkable robotic achievement. That victory earned H1 the first gold medal of the Games and set a new benchmark for humanoid athletics. But here's where things got dark and honestly kind of hilarious in a disturbing way. During that gold medal race, an H1 unit collided with a human staffer on the track and just kept running without missing a beat. The incident looked like a literal robotic hit-and-run caught on camera. The robot knocked a person down and raced straight to victory while the human lay on the ground. Social media absolutely exploded. One user quipped that H1 didn't even stop to check if the human was okay, joking about Asimov's first law of robotics. Others joked Unitree programmed H1 to win at any cost, maybe taking out competitor team members as strategy. The post-race investigation revealed human error, not robot malice. H1 was being partly remote-controlled for stability, and during the handover between operators, nobody reacted fast enough to steer the bot around a person who wandered too close. CEO Wang Xingxing explained they opted for manual control to push H1's speed, a decision they won't repeat. He noted wryly that the human operators were utterly exhausted trying to keep pace with their own robot. Despite celebrating the expected victory, the incident raised serious questions about safety protocols during human-robot interactions. That wasn't H1's only scary moment. Mid-2025 viral footage showed an H1 suspended by a support crane suddenly malfunctioning and violently flailing its arms and legs without control. The black-bodied humanoid swung wildly, dragging its heavy stand and knocking over nearby equipment, while an engineer rushed to unplug it. The scene looked terrifyingly like a robot attacking its handlers. Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit exploded with sensational titles about an AI robot going berserk. Unitree quickly analyzed the issue and updated firmware. Be honest, would you stand next to a robot that can sprint faster than most people? Here's what makes all this so significant. Unitree's trio of robots, H1 the pioneer, G1 the acrobat, R1 the accessible newcomer, represents a breakthrough period for humanoid robotics. These aren't just technical achievements, they're cultural moments. And just when you think Unitree's done revolutionizing humanoids, they drop a lineup of four-legged machines that move like living creatures. Because Unitree doesn't see robots as humanoid versus dogbot. They see one ecosystem, legs, arms, and AI all learning together. If H1, G1, and R1 are built for human spaces, their four-legged siblings are built for every place humans can't reach. From labs to disaster zones to your own living room, these quadrupeds are rewriting what mobility means for machines. Now legs on four corners. Unitree's consumer/education line is anchored by Go2, the robot dog that became a social media star for good reason. It's about 70 centimeters long, approximately 33.1 pounds, 15 kilograms with battery, and it moves with surprising speed and grace. The base model starts near $1,600, which is wild for something with this much capability. Top speed hovers around 5 meters per second in lab conditions, and endurance stretches to 2 to 4 hours thanks to a bigger battery. Go2 can clamber up slopes, step over 15-centimeter obstacles, self-right set if it tumbles, and even pull off aerial flips in controlled demos. The upgrade that quietly changes everything is the built-in 4D LiDAR L1, a 360 by 90 degree view of the world that makes mapping and obstacle avoidance feel 2 generations smarter. Unitree calls the recognition jump 200% over the previous gen, and out in the wild you see it. The robot remembers paths, threads through crowded spaces, and follows you with a steady side follow that seems almost polite. Hot take: would you let Go2 follow you in a busy street? Yes or no? Comment below. Type yes if you'd try it, no if it's too creepy. Give one reason. There's a sibling with a twist. Go2W. Same body plan, but each leg can wear a powered wheel. On a hallway or a paved lot, it rolls with ease, faster, quieter, more efficient. Hit stairs or rocks and it locks the wheels, plants its feet, and climbs like a normal quadruped. It's not meant to carry people. Payload lives in the single-digit kilograms, good for cameras, sensors, or a small robotic arm. What you gain is range and speed on flat ground without giving up the go anywhere promise. If you go back a generation, you meet Go 1, the model that put Unitree on the home robot dog map. It introduced their surround sensor system for 360-degree awareness, popularized that buttery side follow, and hit a sweet spot of price and capability for labs and makers wanting a test bed on legs. And if you rewind further, there was Unitree Go, a special early consumer edition Unitree used to test the market before Go 1 and Go 2 took over. Each step kept the same idea: make legged mobility feel normal. Cargo deserves a nod here. The OG Unitree quadruped that launched back in 2017. It was the proof of possibility, a relatively affordable, research-ready robot that could take shoves, walk slopes, and handle rough patches when most affordable bots were still struggling on carpet. It's been discontinued, replaced by smarter, stronger models, but Cargo set the tone. Smaller company, serious legs. Time for the heavy-duty beast, B2. Think of it as a four-legged power tool, weighing 132.3 pounds, 60 kilograms. It sprints over 6 meters per second and jumps gaps wider than 1.5 meters. It steps over 40-centimeter blocks, climbs 45-degree stairs, and keeps working for hours because you can swap its 2 batteries on the go. In simple terms, long staircases don't scare it, and it doesn't need a brake. It carries real gear, 88.2 pounds, 40 kilograms while walking, so cameras, tools, even emergency kits ride along. Long, smooth floors? Use B2W with wheels on each leg. Rough ground? Switch back to legs. This one is built for real jobs, not just demos. Next up is B1, the tough older brother. It's sealed for dust and water, IP68, so you'll see it walking through rain and puddles like it's no big deal, climbing stairs with a fire hose on its back, and trotting over rocks without drama. It showed the world a robot dog could handle bad weather and still reach the upper floors when the elevator is down. Wonder which one swims. This is the one that wades in and keeps working. A 2 lives in the middle. Unitree calls it the Stellar Explorer. It's all about balance. In one demo, a person stands on its back while it hops in place, and it stays steady. You can swap batteries fast, and it works in heat, cold, and dust. Pick A2 when you need more muscle than Go 2, but don't need the full B2 power. Alien Go is the quick scout. Smaller than the B series, it slips around pipes, peeks into tight spaces, and carries a small sensor kit at a jog. If you care more about agility than heavy loads, Alien Go is your pick. Moving is only half of the story. Robots also need arms. Unitree Z1 is the go-to arm. Light, easy to mount, about 9.9 pounds, 4.5 kilograms, and very precise. It has a soft touch, so tasks like wiping, plugging in a cable, or pushing a button are safe and smooth. The price is friendly too, often far lower than old-school cobots. On a robot dog, Z1 means walk there, do this in one system. For telepresence and data collection, the D1T kit is clever. You get 2 super light arms with grippers, about 5.2 pounds, 2.37 kilograms each, and a station where a person moves master arms and the robot copies the motion. There's even a 4-arm version. Each arm lifts about 1.1 pounds, 0.5 kilograms, which is plenty for switches, tools, and wires. The prices are friendly for robots, under $8,500 for 2 arms, under $16,000 for 4. It's great for research, risky sites, and teaching AI with clean demos. Hands are where things get cool. Dex 3-1 is a 3-finger hand with tiny touch sensors, 33 of them. It doesn't just hold, it feels. If something starts to slip, it knows and tightens its grip. It's light, easy to control, and a smart step for labs that want real dexterity without a huge price. When you want human-like moves, use Dex 5-1. It has 5 fingers, 20 moving joints, and 94 touch sensors. It weighs about 2.2 pounds, 1 kilogram. That means real grasps, precise pinches, and safer give when it gets bumped. This is the hand for tasks that need feel, not just grab and drop. Put it together and the plan is simple. Humanoids for human spaces, robot dogs for tough ground, arms and hands to do the job. Need raw humanoid power? H1 is the showcase. Want a robot you can teach and even box for fun? Pick G1. Want a budget-friendly humanoid for a school or small lab? Start with R1. On 4 legs, Go 2 is the easy pick for learning and testing, and the price can beat a high-end laptop on sale. Need hallway speed and range? Go 2W adds wheels for smooth rolling but still does stairs. For rough sites, pick B2, the fast, strong all-rounder. Got rain and puddles? B1's water-ready build is still the clearest proof Unitree designs for real-world mess. A 2 and Alien Go sit in the middle, flexible, tough, and great, when agility matters more than carrying huge loads. 2 quick points to end on. Access speeds everything up. When a $5,900 humanoid exists, thousands more people can try ideas that once needed a grant. More testers means more bugs found, more edge cases, and more crazy ideas turning into normal features next year. Also, movement isn't enough. Robots need hands. Unitree's arms and touch-sensing hands close the loop. A dog that climbs stairs or a humanoid that runs is cool. A robot that climbs the stairs, opens a cabinet, feels the socket, and plugs in the charger. That's useful. Speed round. Fastest on 4 legs? B2 over 6 meters per second. Fastest 2-leg runner? H1, close to a casual jog. Which one swims? B1. It wades and works in water. IP68. Which one boxes? G1, the crowd favorite. Want to start today? Grab a Go 2 or an R1 and climb the ladder. Final scene. A humanoid and a robot dog roll into a site. The dog takes the stairs with a Z1 arm on its back. The humanoid snaps on a Dex 5-1 hand and finishes the job. That's not sci-fi anymore. It's the next update. If you're ready for part 2, type "ready" in the comments and tell me which Unitree you want to see in action.